let us back in the building. Can you believe that?
Well, you know, it is what it is.
It is what
First
it
week.
is. Good morning. It is the top of the hour, and this is WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley. Good morning.
And I'm Kim Best. Thank you for joining us again. We have a lot of good information for you this morning. We're glad to bring you lots of overviews from city and county services and departments, and we're glad you're staying with us this morning. Wayne, we have lots of goodies to talk about.
Well, if you can't stay with us, where are you going to go?
Work, I guess.
You better stay. No.
It's
no,
Friday.
Let's not do that. It is Friday. Hey, how about that? And we had the Wayne County area had a few storms blow through last night. We'll look over the weather forecast in just a moment. Not immediately, but in the next few days, next week particularly, wow, we have some great weather coming. Temperatures are going to drop like a rock.
What kind of temps are we talking about?
Well, we're talking, what does that mean anyway, drop like a rock? But, we're talking about one day we will be in the upper 70s.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
And overnight, one night we'll be in the upper 50s. That will be nice.
We're so unpredictable.
I know.
The weather in North Carolina.
Go figure. Well, somebody said, and I think I've heard this from several people, that if you don't like the weather the way it is, wait 5 minutes and it'll change.
Well, you got that one right.
Okay. Later on this morning, well, we have several things to talk about, as you mentioned. We have, one thing I wanted to talk about was, since you're watching on cable television this morning, I wanted to mention the average age of people who watch cable television, particular programs. We'll get into that a little later on. We'll also have some of the laws that cannot be changed, again, just a few of those toward the end of the program. In the meantime, we have a lot of people to talk to, a lot of people to hear from. We do.
Yes, we do.
That we do.
One bit of information that I found out last night was quite interesting.
What was that?
Olympic gold medalist Gabby Douglas.
Yeah.
The little young lady who just won recently at this Olympics we just had.
Yeah.
She's getting ready to write a book.
Really?
She said even before the Olympics, she had learned and gone through so much in her road towards being an Olympian that she really felt like she had enough information in her little life, her little young life, that she wanted to write an inspirational book. And then once she won, of course, she was encouraged even more to write the book. So that'll be coming out relatively soon.
Okay, that's great.
Gabby Douglas. That
is great. She is she's a hero in the eyes of many and a great role model for young people, not just young girls.
That's right.
But for young people.
Truly,
to
be such a young lady, and she talked a little bit about in one of her interviews the struggles that she had gone through, from family situations to just being a young black female. And she tells her road about what kind of struggle she had to go through in the world of gymnastics.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. She's going to write a book.
She is. Inspirational book.
Inspirational book. Mm-hmm. Did we talk about what we're going to be looking at today on the program?
I don't believe we've given a lot of details. I think today we're going to talk to Sarah Merritt, who's going to give an overview of the Arts Council.
Okay.
We'll talk with Kevin Johnson from the Wayne County Cooperative Extension, along with Shane Smith from Environmental Health.
Yeah.
Sherry Archibald from the Paramount Theater will give us more information about the Paramount, as they always have lots to discuss.
Always.
And I believe that's most of our lineup today.
You know, you mentioned the Cooperative Extension Service. I got a call. I didn't get a call. I called Wallace Simmons over at the Cooperative Extension Service the other day, and he told me he has grown a 500-plus pound pumpkin. Yeah, and
500 pounds.
500-plus pounds. Wow.
That's a pretty large pumpkin.
That's a big pumpkin.
What's he going to do with it?
I have no idea.
Put it in some type of competition, probably?
I think, well, he may. He told me that that's not a record breaker as far as the state record goes, but he said that it may be for Eastern North Carolina. It certainly is for Wayne County.
I bet it'll be at the Wayne County Fair.
I bet it will, too.
They always have lots of good exhibits from the Cooperative Extension.
They do. I love the fair. Well, Cooperative Extension is... is agriculture.
Absolutely.
That's what they are, among other things. But and of course, so is the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair. But I'll be talking with Wallace next week, and I want to get some pictures of that pumpkin. I'll show you that pumpkin
that'd be great.
a little later. I'm looking forward to that.
And don't forget, we're also wanting pet pictures. If you have pictures of your pet, send them in, email them in. We would like to show them on the show. That's going to be a new segment that'll be coming up soon.
And ladies, we're not talking about spouses. Okay, let's just get that straight right off the bat, and there. So there. Okay.
This is your animal pet.
Does
that make it any better?
No, it doesn't make it any better. Thank you.
Oh well.
We're talking about your pet, your four-legged pet.
That's right.
Okay. Let's see what else we have. Let's take a look at, I keep
I know. I believe we have Sarah Merritt this morning.
We do have Sarah Merritt this morning. I want to mention on the calendar, though, I have something to tell you about on the calendar. Wayne County Extension and Community Association, Wayne County Extension and Community Association inviting one and all to their next workshop. That workshop is Taking Medication Wisely. It will be presented by Christine Smith, a family consumer sciences agent at the Cooperative Extension Service, and it's coming up this Tuesday, September 11th at 10 o'clock at Wayne Center. Now, if you don't know where Wayne Center is, that's okay. It's at the corner of George and Chestnut Streets. It's that long brick building. You can't miss it. There's a lot of stuff in there, but you can call the Extension office to get information about this. You need to register. You need to register no later than Monday to make reservations for this program. Bring your outdated and unneeded medication with you to be properly disposed of by the Wayne County 4-H Prevention Program. And that's so important. And you know, I have heard people say, you know, I take this and I take that, and what they're taking is medicine that may be way outdated, and they don't realize the dangers. And I know there's some that you can, but do you know what you can and what you cannot take that is outdated? I would prefer taking medicine within a certain parameter, a date, the proper date.
Well, you don't know what the side effects will be
That's right.
if the expiration
That's
date is
right.
passed.
That's right. You're really playing with fire. And my doctor says, don't do that. That's what my doctor says.
Well, there's also a blood drive coming this Tuesday, September the 11th. And Wayne, it'll be from 11 until 1:30 p.m. Let's see. It'll actually be September 11th. That's when they're saying it's going to be. September the 11th from 1:30 until 6 p.m. at Wayne County Red Cross office, which is at 600 North George Street.
Right.
And there's going to be a blood drive at Berkeley Mall Saturday, September the 22nd from 11 a.m. till 3:30 p.m.
Okay, good.
So if you can give blood, you have 2 opportunities coming up soon. If you can't give blood, you can always volunteer, and they would love to hear from you.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to take a look here in just a moment at the weather forecast, and then right after that, we will have Sarah Merritt. Right now, it's 7:08, exactly 7:08. And now it isn't. It's later by seconds. But anyway, regardless of all that, Sarah Merritt, weather forecast, and more coming up on this Friday morning. Oh, boy. Well, we'll begin feeling a little like fall very soon, as a matter of fact. That's you, and that's me. Hi. As temperatures begin to drop over the weekend. Now, today starts with patchy fog. We have some fog out there. Be careful. Becoming cloudy later on with a high near 88. Tonight, only a few clouds overnight and a slight chance of rain, a low near 70 this evening. Today's high, by the way, is 88 degrees. 30% chance of a thunderstorm this afternoon and tonight. Now, tomorrow, we have a little better chance of rain, about a 40% chance under a mix of clouds and sun. So a high near 90 tomorrow, still kind of muggy, kind of warm. And then tomorrow night, rain, about a 70% chance coming in just ahead of a cold front. So that means 70% means it's probably going to rain. Then Sunday, partly sunny, chance of rain is nil. High near about 80, which is a far cry from 90. And for the rest of the week, all the way through the week, we'll experience and enjoy clear skies, highs about 82, and lows in the upper 50s. Wow! 7:09 now at WGTV. This is a Friday morning at WGTV. And what's coming up?
We have the Arts Council. They're all moved into their new facility, but there's still work to be done. So Sarah Merritt, the Executive Director, is here this morning to give us an overview of the Arts Council and their new location. Downtown Goldsboro.
Welcome to WGTV today. I'm Kim Best with the City of Goldsboro. Goldsboro has a reputation as a state of the arts. And with me today is Sarah Merritt, Executive Director of the Arts Council of Wayne County, who knows all too well about the arts. Good morning.
Yes, I do. Good morning.
Thank you for coming this morning and sharing the information about the Arts Council of Wayne County and what you all have to offer, and you have so much to offer.
Yes, we do.
Can you give us a brief overview of what is the Arts Council of Wayne County?
Oh, wow. The Arts Council is a lot of things. The Arts Council is a community organization that is here to serve the citizens of Wayne County through arts programming, through support for local artists, and a lot of variety of different things that we do. But here to serve the people of our community.
And you all have so many programs that work with every age, you know, from pre-K just about all the way to senior citizens. Tell us about your programs that you offer.
Well, in our facility, we have our exhibits, of course, our exhibit programming. We have we offer art and music classes, and our art and music classes are for 4-year-olds to 104-year-olds. So we have a variety of different classes and projects that we do with people. We also have our art market, and then we have a lot of different, for a variety of different programs we do for the community to support and educate and enrich their lives through the arts. So it's really a kind of, you name it, we do it. Whether it's music or, you know, a class about cake decorating or a painting class or an exhibit about you know, photography, just kind of anything. We kind of fill that gap for everybody.
Right. You offer so much. It's amazing. The spectrum is so wide with what you all provide for our community. Well, tell me more about the structure of how the Arts Council works.
Well, the Arts Council is a 501c3, which means we're a nonprofit. I know some people think we're a county or a county department or a city department, but we are a standalone nonprofit. Although we do get some financial support from the city and the county, which we're always very appreciative of. We have a board of directors, about 18 citizens of Wayne County, and then we have 3 member staff, and we just finally have, now we're all full-time. For a while it was just 2 full-time and 1 part-time, so we've been able to transition because we've actually grown in the last year to the point that we needed to add that extra full-time.
That's fantastic. So, well, tell us your new location. You have recently moved and joined us.
Yes, it is wonderful. We are so happy to be downtown. We're at 102 North John Street, and we always tell people, and you'll see this more and more in our promotional materials, and we're getting ready to launch a new website. But we tell people to look for the psychedelic pig, and we call the pig, we've given the pig a name actually. His name is Hamlet.
Hamlet the pig.
We figured that's artsy, and that's a good kind of, you know, goes in with the pig thing.
So he's at your front door.
He's by the, yes, he is. And so he's going to be something that you'll see a lot of, and he'll be kind of our little mascot, I guess, for the lack of a better word. And it's just a wonderful place. We spent the last year completing renovations on the first floor gallery and adding an elevator, and we received a $200,000 grant through the state, thanks to the city and the Downtown Development Corporation, to complete the renovations and add the elevator. So we've been working with property owners, Jeff and Cindy Darwin, to get all that finished, and it really is just wonderful. I mean, I think people didn't know what to expect because our previous wonderful facility was
large,
really big, and we had you know, that very large garden, which I'll tell you I miss.
I'm sure.
But I think people were curious and maybe a little skeptical about what our new space would be. But it really has just exceeded everyone's expectations.
Oh, it is beautiful. It is absolutely so easy to maneuver. And tell us about that. When someone walks in your doors, what do they see?
Well, they'll see signage because we're getting ready to do a lot of that to direct people around. But it's just, it's such a warm, inviting space. I think people just walk in and then they you know, they either can go up to the second floor or where we have our offices and our classrooms. We have our visual art classrooms and our music classrooms. We have a resource room where some of our smaller groups meet and artists can sit and meet if they'd like. And then we also have 6 working artist studios that are for rent.
That's all upstairs,
on the second floor.
Okay.
And we have one, thank you. We have only one studio left to rent. We've rented all of them.
So how many studios do you have?
Right now we have 5 working. We have 6
Wow.
artists and 5 studios. So, or I'm sorry. 5 artists and 4 studios. So we have 1 more left. We had to kind of rework our structure a little bit once we got in there and got settled because we have so many music classes. We offer piano, guitar, and violin. And the violin and the piano are very, very popular, and the building has such wonderful acoustics. We had to move the violin studio to the other end of the hallway so they weren't competing because we were hearing this you know, it's getting a little loud for everybody. So we moved them apart enough that they don't interfere with each other.
So upstairs you have individual classrooms.
Yes.
You have studios where these lessons are being taught, but you also have individual studios where local artists
Yes.
rent these rooms or these studios and teach individual classes and sell their local art.
None of them, I don't think any of them are teaching classes.
Okay.
But we have worked with some of them to teach classes for us. But they have their artwork in there. They sell their artwork in there. We really work hard to promote them with our First Friday event. They're the highlight of that event.
Okay.
That's what people come to see.
And
is
that's
to
every
see them.
Friday evening or the first Friday?
It's the first Friday of every month, except for July and August. It's because that's
Throughout
kind
the
of
year.
a slow time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's just wonderful to have that energy of people actually in the space, you know, doing, working
absolutely.
and creating, and we're really pleased. It's a wonderful group of artists, and they're all very, very talented. So
when
it's
you
a
walk
great
in the front door, you see the art market on one side. What do you have provided in the art market?
Oh wow! The art market represents about the work of about 50, a little bit over 50 artists. Most of them are local, Wayne County. There are a number from Eastern North Carolina and a couple from Raleigh, and actually a couple from out of state that are from here that have moved and they still do some. They'd like to have some work represented in the art market, which is great. And the art market has just grown by leaps and bounds since we came downtown. Where before I think we had maybe the work of 25 to 30 artists.
So 50
now
artists.
It's become its own thing, and it's really been a lot of work on the part of my staff, Letitia and Aaron, to keep the inventory, and it's a lot.
So what will we see in the art market?
Oh wow! You'll see pottery, you'll see sculpture, you'll see photography, textile work, clothing, knitting, jewelry, books.
I saw beautiful painted
it's
chairs.
Yes,
It's
yes,
amazing
yes.
what all
it's kind
tables.
of furniture. Yeah, it's you name it, we've got it, and
all this is for sale to
everything's for
the
sale.
community.
And prices range from $2 to all the way up to $2,000. So there's something for everyone. And what's so wonderful about the art market that I love, and I always joke around with everybody because my friends always know where my gifts come from.
I'm sure.
But what I love about it is that you can, it's a great place to buy not just gifts for people, but gifts for yourself, or
Absolutely.
things for your home. But the work is original, and it's made by somebody local, so you're supporting somebody in your community.
Right.
And you're also supporting the Arts Council. The Arts Council, the way we work it with the artists, we maintain the art market, we keep the inventory, we do all that, we promote it. And the artists, we take a commission of 35%, and the artists get 65%. So, you're doing what's great about it is you're getting something really wonderful, but you're also supporting people in your community and a community organization that does a lot of important work. So it's a really great thing, and we're really always just blown away and flabbergasted by the work that we get because it's just so wonderful.
It
and
is,
I think
and I've
people are
recently
always
been in and
surprised.
shocked. I was shocked at the level of talent that we have in
I know.
Goldsboro and Wayne County. Just walking through your art market recently, from scarves to earrings to beautiful stationery, hand-painted stationery. The list went on and on. I was just blown away at how much we have to offer from these local artists.
Yeah.
So that is on one side of the building, and on the other side you have this large area for exhibits. Is that
It's
correct?
our main gallery space, yes. And
So how often do you have exhibits in there, and how long do they stay?
Exhibits, typically our exhibit programs run year-round. So, for example, we already have exhibits planned now through the end of 2013. So we try to get everything planned far enough in advance because we really have to work with the artists, and we want to make sure we get all our promotional stuff ready, and we can start promoting things farther out. So that's helpful. We have typically our exhibits run for 6 weeks, and so we'll have 6 weeks of exhibit. We usually take about a week or two to move that work out, get the next group of work in, and get that all organized and hung or displayed. So we work really hard to make sure that we meet the standards. Even though we're not a museum, we try to meet those those standards as far as the way we hang things and the way we, display. And another wonderful piece of the gallery that we've just added is a audio cell phone tour that people can take. And so a lot of people have probably been to a museum or some kind of place where you can, rent the earphones and listen to somebody talk about the artwork and the artists. And we just recently decided to add the audio tours because we feel like one of our roles in our community is not just to display the art, but also to help people learn about it and learn about the artists and what motivates them, not just for education purposes as far as learning facts and that sort of thing, but also because we feel it's really important that people see what inspires somebody else, and hopefully that will inspire them to get involved in something, to start to paint, to start to draw, to pick up a camera, or start taking pictures with their phone. I mean, there's so many great ways to do it nowadays.
Amazing.
So we started that with our first exhibit in our new gallery, and it's been really popular. And we're working with the artists because the plan is the staff we won't narrate because nobody wants to hear us talk over and over. We are working with the artists, so they're actually narrating.
So it's their voice.
They're going to be talking. So you're not just going to be looking at somebody's work, you're actually going to be listening to that person.
And they'll share the passion
telling
from
you,
their voice.
this is what I saw, this is what, and I guess, if I can tell you a little story that's interesting. When we just opened this last exhibit and I was talking to one of the artists, his name is Bernie Rossage, about a really wonderful painting he has in the exhibit. And he told me the story about the day he painted it and where it was and how he had his grandchildren with him and they were running around, and so he was trying to get some of his work done as quickly as possible, but then they were telling him what he needed to change in it, and it just makes the whole thing
more real.
It just it makes you really you're there, and it just gives people a deeper connection. That's what it's all about. So
absolutely.
So we're very, very excited about that. And we've tried to make it easy, and if somebody comes in the gallery and wants to use it, we'll certainly help them. You can call it on your cell phone. You can scan a QR code that's next to each stop. You can also borrow an MP3 player from us and listen to it. So it's available to anyone, and it's free for them too.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, you all offer so much for our community, and thank you for joining us today and telling us what you do offer. All the programs to the new location. We're excited to have you downtown Goldsboro. And if anyone wants to find out additional information about the Arts Council of Wayne County, Sarah, what do they do?
They can call us at 919-736-3300, or they can email us at www.artsinwayne.org, and that is ARTSINWAYNE.org.
Fantastic. Visit your local Arts Council of Wayne County and see what arts in Wayne County have to offer you. Thank you again, Sarah, for joining us, and thank you for joining us on WGTV today.
I thought we'd never get here.
Welcome back.
WGTV time now is coming up on 7:25, 25 after 7 o'clock on this Friday morning. Oh boy, got a little fog in the area. Drive cautiously and carefully as you head out to wherever you're headed out to this morning.
Well, I want to talk about something that's coming up that the Partnership for Children is offering.
Oh, well,
yes, is that a little familiar?
that does sound familiar. What's going on with the Partnership for Children?
One of my favorite places here in Wayne County. The Partnership for Children is offering a parenting workshop or seminar, and it's called Parents Matter. It is going to be starting September the 20th, and it'll be each evening from 5 to 7, and it will be located at the Partnership for Children, which is 800 North William Street. If you would like tips on how to talk to your children, how to listen to your child, how to talk to your child about topics such as sexual topics, health, relationships. They're going to cover about 5 different sessions, and each session will have a different topic. One will be Why Do Parents Matter? Parenting Positively, parents are educators, and I think I know I can, and moving forward. They'll have some snacks, and space is limited. The ages for the group, or if your child is between 9 and 12, so those middle school ages, is who they're focusing on. That is an age a lot of times that is overlooked when you're needing parenting tips. So the Partnership for Children is definitely the place to go.
All right.
So give them a call.
That is an excellent organization. What is
Absolutely.
their phone number? Do you know the number there?
Off the top of my head, I cannot remember the phone number, but we will have that.
We will have that.
But it's pfcw.org is their website. I do remember that.
Okay.
pfcw.org.
pfcw.org.
That stands for Partnership for Children Wayne.
Got it. Okay.
That's right.
What's the date on that again?
September the 20th is the very first class, and it's going to be every Thursday starting September the 20th.
Okay.
So give them a call. They can give you, I think it's 3371, 735-3371. It just came back to me.
That's amazing. How do you do that?
You just retain that information after you've said it for so long.
I retain food.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
If your nonprofit group or organization has an event you want to tell everyone about, it's so easy. You just simply email that announcement and contact information to WGTV@waynegov.com. WGTV@waynegov.com. And if you will, please send your announcement a couple of weeks before the event. All right? Very good. Now, what's coming up?
Well, the Eastern Carolina Council has declared the month of September Falls Prevention. But the first day of fall is September the 22nd,
Right.
and they have declared that Falls Prevention Awareness Day.
Oh, okay.
And this is, they're trying to get professionals, caregivers of the elderly to all stand together and try to help the elderly prevent falls. Because, of course, you know as well as I do, you know, with the elderly, you have things start changing with your body, and they're more likely to fall, and with one fall, other things begin to...
Things happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
I had one doctor who knows all about this sort of thing tell me they're not really certain whether it's they fall and break a bone or whether they break a bone and then that causes them to fall. So they're not really sure about that. But it doesn't matter. It's a very serious situation.
It sure is. It sure is. So they've declared the whole month of September Falls Prevention Awareness, but the first day of fall is September the 22nd, so they tell me. And that is the day they want to declare that, and they really are hoping that a lot of professionals and family members who do have elderly people in their family, that this is an issue for them, that they will talk about it, try to get information on it, and try to do things in their house to get it fall prevention ready, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. That's on the 22nd. If you have any questions, but do we have a phone number for that?
We do not.
Well, we'll get one.
We do not have a phone number.
Here's a phone number if you'd like. It's 555-55554.
Who knows what you're calling? And I believe next up we'll be talking with Kevin Johnson from the Wayne County Cooperative Extension.
Okay.
And Shane Smith from Environmental Health will be on as well in a few minutes.
That's right. And do you read the comics?
Sometimes.
You know who Dagwood is?
Absolutely. What has he done?
Today is Dagwood and Blondie Day, and I'll tell you why in just a few minutes. We do want to mention again something else.
What was that?
I forget. well, it was what was the thing about the falls again? Let's look over that one, okay?
From Eastern Carolina Council. Yeah, that was Falls Prevention Awareness Day,
right,
and that starts, like I said, September the 22nd, which is the first day of fall. They're saying that every 15 seconds an older person is seen in the emergency room because of a fall-related injury.
Okay, well, and up next we're going to talk about memory lapses. How's that? That's what we'll talk about.
Have you got a paper on that?
Well, I'll find one. You know, I'll find a paper on that. Let's see who's coming on. Oh yeah, we're going to talk with Kevin Johnson.
That's right.
And Shane Smith is also
from Environmental Health.
Yeah, we're going to lead off with Shane Smith on that. He's from Environmental Health. We're going to talk about swimming pools and that sort of thing, and then we'll hear from Kevin Johnson. Then we'll be right back. And then we'll be right back. We're today with Shane Smith of the Environmental Health Office of Wayne County, and Shane, thank you for being with us. We want to talk about swimming pools. Here it is the middle of summer. And while people may start or even be thinking about winding down their swimming pool activities, there's still certain things they have to be doing to take care of their swimming pools and make sure that they're healthy while they're enjoying their swimming pool. First of all, what are some of the guidelines that you would recommend from your office in taking care of a swimming pool to make sure it's still safe?
Well, the main thing that we look for our community pools, and all your community pools that you can go to are inspected by environmental health, is you're looking at your chlorine and your pH levels. You want to make sure it's set between those certain amount of levels, so it's going to try to limit bacteria in the pool, keep it clean and clear and safe for people. When we do our inspections, we look for at least a chlorine level of 1 part per million in order to appropriately kill bacteria, and a pH level between 7.2 and 7.8. And that's going to make sure that the water's kept clear, it's safe for people to be in. If someone does go in it that has a sickness, it's going to try to kill that bacteria, so people that swim in it's not going to spread to other people.
Right.
Other things we look for when we do our inspections, or safety hazards, make sure you have a a safety ring buoy, your ladders are appropriately working and functioning where there can't be a pinch hazard to people that are trying to climb on them. Your safety ropes, and you have someone there that's either washing the pool at all times, or you have proper safety available so that if someone does get into a situation, they can either be reached with a shepherd's hook, or you have a buoy that you can throw someone if they do get in a situation where they need help.
Is there any difference between the care of aside from the obvious, of an in-ground pool and an above-ground pool as far as the water is concerned?
The main thing, as far as I can understand, we don't really do any kind of above-ground pool inspections with our office, but
Right.
the main thing is you're making sure that it's going to be safe with your chlorine levels and your pH. Those same levels that you have on a community pool, you're going to look for in your home pool as well.
Right. So here it is, the middle of summer, and people are starting to think about maybe winding down their care of the swimming pool. Any suggestions as far as what they need to be doing to make sure their pool is safe when they crank it up again next year?
Oh yeah, you want to go out and you make sure you have an appropriate working test kit so you can check those levels. If you do have a pool that you're going to be sharing with your neighbors or things like that, you might even want to have one of your pool companies come out and test it and get your total alkalinity of your water and your cyanuric acid. Check that weekly is what we do when we look for our inspections, and make sure you're having those levels that if you do have someone go in with an accident or has a sickness, it's going to kill that bacteria. So you're making sure your chlorine, or you have a working chlorinator, and then you make sure your pH is working fine.
Now there's several companies in town and in the county that test water.
That's correct.
And does your office do that as well?
No, we don't do any testing.
You avoid that?
Yeah,
You don't do
those
that at
private companies. We just go in and do the inspections for all the community pools that people can go in and swim in to make sure it's safe, and they have to have an opening permit, and then we do a mid-year inspection to make sure they're keeping appropriate records. They've got a certified pool operator that's checking it daily and making sure they have all the safety factors in place.
So how many community pools do we have here in the area?
Oh, geez.
Is there that many?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you got to think about it. It's not just, your mineral well and the city pools and the YMCA's, but every housing association,
Okay.
your apartment complexes. I would probably say upwards to 30 or 40. Maybe.
Really?
There's more pools than you think about as far as when we do our inspections. And that includes, your year-round pools and your spas too, then your hotels. So any of those have to be
That
inspected.
includes the hotels?
Yes, sir. Anything that's a community pool where anyone from the community doesn't have a home private area,
Right.
it has to be inspected.
Wow. Okay, I didn't realize we had that many.
Yeah, I'm not positive, but it's probably closer to 30, I believe.
Wow, that's a high number. So anyone who wants to know more about how to take care of well, not necessarily how to take care of their pool, but if they want to know more about your job as an inspector of the community pools and such, they can call your office.
Yes, it's 919-731-1174 to our direct line, and then 731-1175 to my direct office.
All right, we've been talking with Shane Smith about swimming pools, and here it is the middle of summer. We want you to be safe and enjoy the summer in your swimming pool. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. On WGTV today, we're talking with Kevin Johnson, the agent here, the agricultural agent here in Wayne County with the Cooperative Extension Service. Kevin, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Let's talk about agriculture in Wayne County, how big a business it is and how we compare with other parts of the country.
Wayne County is the 4th largest agricultural county in the state, probably in the top 50 in the nation. There's over 2,000 counties.
In the country?
In the country.
Yeah.
I think there's 2,055 counties,
Yeah.
something like that, in the country, and so we are a big business.
We are number 4 in the state.
In the state.
And number...
I'm not exactly sure. It's in the 50, 60, somewhere like that.
Wow.
In the whole nation.
In our entire agriculture
Yes.
area.
Yes.
In
yes.
some areas, we're actually even better shape than that.
Oh yeah. As far as like tobacco production, We are number 3 in the nation in tobacco production.
Swine?
Swine, we're in the top 5 in swine, top 5 in turkeys. That's what makes Wayne County so unique, is that we're so diverse. We're so diverse. But yes, it's a $763 million industry for Wayne County. And,
$763 million.
yes, sir.
That's a lot of business.
That's a lot of business.
And has it always been that, or has it grown in recent years?
It's grown in recent years. We've always been a major player in tobacco production, especially. But when we've diversified into livestock, that's really took us to another level. You know, with the turkeys, the swine, chickens. It's just really, it's helped diversify our farmers, our industry. It's made us really strong.
Well, how did that happen? How did that happen to come about that we were so strong in tobacco, and then we became so strong in other areas that we've grown to where we are?
A lot of that was we were very fortunate to be in a place where, like, the Maxwell family, of course, has helped expand the turkey industry like they have. And, of course, the Maxwells have been big players with, and when I say Maxwell's, Goldsboro Millen have been big players with the swine industry. Of course, Smithfield Foods is close by. Several other large integrators, and we were very fortunate that we had some visionary companies that expanded in our area. So.
Well, I think part of the credit actually belongs to your office. Your office has done a great job in helping these people in research and in growth. And not taking anything at all away from them, because they are the ones that initiated this and working with your office and your fine staff. Agriculture in Wayne County has grown to something we should all be very proud of.
Very, very, very proud of it. And our office in NC State, of course, has really helped. NC State is one of the great institutions as far as agriculture in our state and in the country. And they have done a fantastic job. But we're just very fortunate to have the diversity that we have. Of course, I didn't even touch on, we got Mount Olive Pickle, Franklin Bakery, our cotton industries has done well in the past.
Well, let's talk about cotton there just a moment. Now, cotton seems to have made a resurgence in recent years. And has it leveled off? Or is it still growing?
It's leveled off.
Has it? Okay.
It's definitely leveled off. The world price of cotton is fairly low right now, and I would expect our production will go down until the world price goes up. And we live in a global economy now, so the price that we get here is the same price you get in China, Brazil. But right now the prices are low. I expect our cotton industry is kind of stabilized. I don't see much growth there.
All right. And what about soybeans?
Soybeans are doing really well. We've got very high commodity prices with corn and soybeans. So I really see our growers and farmers producing a lot of soybeans in the next few years.
We'll get into to more specifics with John here a little in another program. But I did want to ask you, what's the future for agriculture in Wayne County?
I feel really good about it. We have great soils. We have moderate weather, so we get even though we sometimes are in drought, we still have a very, very temperate climate where we get plenty of rainfall. So I think as far as crops go, we'll continue to be a major player with crops. Our livestock industry seems strong. People want to eat meat; they need protein in their diet. I don't see that going anywhere. Well, I feel like in the short term, agriculture is going to be really strong in our county.
That's great. That's good news.
That's good news.
Yes, it is. We've been talking with Kevin Johnson, the ag agent for the Agricultural Cooperative Extension Service here in Wayne County. Kevin, thanks again.
Thank you very much.
I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV.
Hi, I'm Deputy Stein, and on behalf of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Kerry Winders, I would like to remind you about school bus and school zone safety. Did you know that more children are hurt outside the school bus than inside? Most children that lose their lives in bus-related crashes are pedestrians, 4 to 7 years old, who are hit by the bus or by other motorists. Please, when you see a school bus or approaching a school zone, slow down and be alert for school children that may dart out in front of your vehicle. Never pass a stopped school bus that is picking up or dropping off children. When you see that a school bus has activated its yellow flashing lights, be prepared to stop, not speed up. Obey the school zone speed limits. Be extra vigilant at school crossings. If you're a parent of a school child, sit down and speak with them about school bus safety. Tell your child to never blindly run to the bus, even if they are late. Remind them about checking traffic by looking both ways before crossing the street. Tell them to never walk right in front of the bus, but where they can see the driver and the driver can see them, about 6 feet away from the front of the school bus. School buses carry our most precious resources. Slow down. Be alert. You may just save a life.
Welcome back. Today, let's look at our almanac, today's almanac. Today is National Lazy Moms Day.
Is it really?
Yeah, I don't like that title because it really is for moms that are not lazy, for hardworking moms,
Yeah.
but they want to have a relaxing day.
Well, sure. So take the day off. It's okay. Go
I
ahead.
like for really good Mom's Day. The
Yeah.
best of Mom's Day.
Yeah, okay.
We're getting better.
The best of best
The
moms.
best of best. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can take a day to do exactly what they want to. Well, that's today.
There you go.
You can also turn a cartwheel in public day. That is really an official day. Seriously.
What?
I know.
Turn a cartwheel
in public
in
day.
public.
Challenge others to do so and then do a somersault is what it says on today's almanac.
Really?
Yeah. Would you do that?
Are you kidding? I might,
You
sit
might
down
attempt it.
on a sidewalk or something and then challenge others to, hey, I bet you can't do this, and then sit down.
Okay, there you go. Well, it is, and it also National Somersault Day.
Oh.
So turn a cartwheel, do a somersault, all in public. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think
no,
so.
I don't think so either. No.
Well, it's also Grandma Moses Day. Yes, making the birth of Anna Mary Moses at Greenwich, I can't even say this, Greenwich, New York.
There you go.
On this day in 1860.
Yeah.
She started painting at age 78, and she lived to be 101.
Bless her heart.
Grandma Moses. Today is her day.
And her paintings are worth a fortune. What?
How you doing, Wayne?
Oh.
They can see you.
Oh, hi there.
They can see you now.
Oh.
Well, let's think about some birthdays. How about
Okay,
that?
who's having a birthday today?
Let's see. Gloria Gaynor. She's 63. She's a singer.
Yeah, I Will Survive was her big hit.
That's right. That's
That's right,
right.
yeah.
Singer Chrissy Hine
Right?
of The Pretenders. She's
Right.
61 as well.
Really?
61.
Wow.
And actress Julie Kavner. Let's see. She was Rhoda. No, she was Rhoda's sister.
Rhoda's sister.
She was Rhoda's
That's
sister
right.
on that show,
That's
Rhoda.
right.
And then actor Corbin Burnson is 58.
Right.
He was from LA Law.
And a bunch of other stuff.
Absolutely. Corbin Burnson.
He has a famous mom.
They can't see you when you're talking to me.
He has a famous mom. His famous mother
Who's his mom?
is the actress who plays Catherine Chancellor.
That's his mom
That's
on
his
The Young
mama,
and the
on
Restless.
The Young and the Restless. That's his mama.
Oh, isn't that
Yeah.
interesting?
Isn't that something?
That
Yeah.
show has been around forever.
And so is she.
Yeah, and there's not that many soaps left anymore. They really have been going off the air year after year after year.
Well, there's a reason for that.
What is that?
Lousy writing.
Well.
I'm going to stop
There,
right
there
there.
you go. And
Their
a lot
writers
of
are
them,
terrible.
So I have found out, so my daughter tells me, they used to do a lot of filming of those in New York.
Yeah.
Very few in LA. Well, now they've all, the few that are left have all migrated to New York, to LA.
Uh-huh.
And the few that are left, which is Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, there's a few more General Hospital, and they still film in LA. They've moved there, and
Wow.
all the rest is done there, no more in New York.
Well, people are losing interest in
Yeah,
the
the
soaps.
storylines.
The
Yeah.
storylines are terrible.
They're weak.
They're really weak. They're lousy.
Well, how do you like that?
Well, and that's just my opinion.
And you're sticking to it,
And
right?
I'm sticking to it, right.
Wow.
All right. Today is Dagwood and Blondie Day.
Tell me
Dagwood and
about
Blondie. If you follow them in the funny papers, they've been around a long time, but they started on this very day in the year 1930. Now, in the comic strips, the Blondie cartoon was created by Chet Young, as you may know, and over time it was heard on the radio, it was seen in the movies. Arthur Lake and Penny, and I cannot remember Penny's last name, but anyway, they were just fantastic, and it was a funny comic strip, a funny series of movies. I think they made 18 different movies of Dagwood and Blondie movies, not to mention two TV series. The strip featured newspaper hero Dagwood Bumstead as a playboy son of a railroad tycoon, who in real life, Arthur Lake was actually the son of a very wealthy man. and who did not want his son to get into acting. But anyway, Arthur Lake did. Anyway, Dagwood Bumstead, the playboy son of a railroad tycoon, he dated Blondie. Blondie's last name was, her maiden name was Boopadoop.
Oh, wow.
She was a flapper, a dancer. They were married in February 1933. They had a nice family. Alexander, known as Baby Dumpling, their first child, born in 34. Cookie arrived later on, the daughter. Chick Young's death in 1973. Died in 1973. The strip is still running. Blondie is now written by his son, Dean Young, and it's been drawn by several different comic artists, but now done by Dean Young and John Marshall. Dagwood continues to be the bungling husband who gets into petty arguments with his neighbor, Herb, the office worker abused by his boss, Mr. Dithers, and the sleep-in, miss the carpool, lazy friend, husband, employee that he is and everyone loves. In the 90s, Blondie Bumstead, whose children are no longer babies, became a working woman. She joined up with Herb's wife, the next-door neighbor's wife, Tootsie, and they have a catering service. So they went to work in the 90s. Anyway, well, they have to stay up with the times. But anyway,
Exactly.
Dagwood Bumstead, one of everyone's favorite comic characters.
That is pretty neat.
It is neat, yeah.
Wow, how things change through the years.
And the dog's name was Daisy, and Daisy had pups. But that's another story. We'll tell you about Daisy one of these days.
Well, you also have lots of information on laws that never change.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be talking about that coming up here in just a few minutes, about laws that never change. And these are just simply laws. Most of them are just plain common sense, but if you stop and think about it, which is what we might end up doing, we'll cover some of that ground as well. I'll look at those in just a moment, but I want to tell you about on this day.
On this day?
The year was 1958. A lady by the name of Mary Davis set the women's world record for nonstop
Yes.
talking. She set the women's world record for nonstop talking when she stopped after 110 hours, 30 minutes. 110 hours of nonstop talking, which had started about 4 days earlier. It happened in Buffalo, New York. Now, in fairness, I want to mention that the men's record for nonstop talking is 200 hours. So there you go. You know, take that and do what you like with it. Anyways, 1992, police in Bristol, England, caught a burglar when he fell out of a tree where he was hiding. He fell on the cops. That's how they knew where he was. He fell right on top of them. 1993, police caught a knife-wielding bandit who had just robbed a New Jersey store after his pants fell down, and he knocked himself out after he fell over a fire hydrant. The year was 2002 when a 47-year-old robber, obviously not a brilliant person, anyway, he walked into a city in Sweden, walked into the post office there, and he told the cashier at the post office he had a weapon. He demanded a bag of cash, plus he demanded $37 million be deposited into his bank account. Well, he then gave the postal clerk his bank account number. The police had no trouble finding this guy. They made a speedy arrest.
Wow.
Brilliant.
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 Give him your own account number.
That's exactly right.
He
Exactly.
thought that one through real well.
Yeah, he did. He
But
thought
you
it
know
through
what?
real well. What?
That's going to happen to you. You deserve it
Yeah,
if you're robbing a bank.
I
If you're
agree.
robbing-
I agree. Hey, well, you know, those bad guys are not very bright.
No.
They're
Well,
just not smart at all. Come on. I mean, really.
Oh, my goodness.
Because if they were bright, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing, right? Breaking the law, hurting people, stealing.
There you go.
That's not smart. That's just not smart. Blah, blah.
No, it's not.
All right.
No, it's
What's
not.
up?
These laws that you keep bringing up.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
quite
yeah. Let me,
interesting.
I'm going to move up to those things here real quick because we had something else there. I wanted to also mention the Cornerstone Commons things coming up. We want to mention very quickly,
Yes,
briefly.
that's right. That United Way is bringing Taste of Wayne to downtown Goldsboro. It'll be held at Corner Commons here in Goldsboro, downtown. That is a first for them. They have typically had it at other locations, Wayne Community College and other places in the past. And this year, in October, it will be held right here at Cornerstone Commons. We also have tickets available. You can go to their website to get those tickets. They're $15 each, and I believe children get in free under the age of 6.
Okay.
That is coming up here in October.
All right. The laws that will never change. The law of close encounters is the probability of meeting someone you know increasing dramatically when you are with someone you don't want to be seen with. That's the law of whatever it was I said. Anyway, also the law of the result. When you try to prove that to someone that a machine will not work and it actually ends up working, that's the law of whatever it was I said. The law of biomechanics. is the severity of the itch is inversely proportional to the reach. The law of the theater and stadium.
This one is true.
At any event, the people whose seats are furthest from the aisle are always the last to arrive. They're the ones who will leave their seats several times to go for food and beer and the toilet, and who leave early before the end of the performance of the game. And then the folks in the aisle seats come early. It never fails.
Absolutely.
They move once. They have long, gangly legs, so they have big bellies, and they stay to the bitter end of the performance of the game. The aisle people are also very surly people.
Well, can I just say?
Yes.
That is probably one of the most true statements you have ever said.
That is
We go to
true
the theater
law.
on a regular basis.
Yeah,
Always sit on the aisle if possible because you typically have a little more room.
never fails.
We always have to get up at least 5 to 10 times
Never fails.
because right in the middle of the aisle,
Mm-hmm.
they're the last ones to come. When the lights have gone down, the show has started. Everybody on the aisle has to get up, and everybody around you's not a happy camper because you did have to get up
That's exactly right.
and disturb the whole show.
And disturb the whole show.
Yes.
The law of coffee, the coffee law. As soon as you sit down to a hot cup of coffee, the boss comes in and says, "Hey, would you do this for me?" And this particular task will last until at least your coffee is cold.
Of course. Yeah.
Then there's finally the Murphy's Law of lockers. If there are only 2 people in the locker room, they have adjacent lockers. Never fails. If there's 100 lockers in there, never fails. Those those are the laws that will never change. Today, who's next?
I believe we have Sherry Archibald.
Sherry Archibald.
She's going to walk us through the Paramount Theater and give us some details on their programs coming up, what they have in store for us in September and October. Looking forward to it.
All right, very good. That's Sherry Archibald. up
Welcome
next.
to WGTV Today. Joining me, I have Sherry Archibald, Paramount Theater Director. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome and glad to have you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So what are you going to give us information on this morning? I believe it may be Center Stage Theater.
You are right. We're going to talk about Center Stage Theater because it is a big year for them coming up, and so I'm excited about them sharing it with us at the Paramount. It's their 35th anniversary.
Wow.
So they have a lot of wonderful activities going on, and kicking it off in September, the weekend of the 28th. They are going to be performing Three Musketeers.
Oh, how fun.
It is going to be fun, and what I'm really excited about is they're going to have, they've been training with a fight choreographer out of Raleigh. They have spent a lot of time, actually right here in downtown Goldsboro, they have done a little practicing here. They've gone to Raleigh to be trained. So this is going to be a very exciting,
Sword fighting.
sometimes intense sword fighting event. So the Three Musketeers will be performing the weekend of September the 28th, and tickets are on sale at the Paramount Theater.
So they can go to the website, they can call the Paramount to purchase
Yes,
tickets.
actually, the Center Stage Theater started last year with selling all of their tickets through the Paramount. So it does make things a lot easier. They can just call us. We can process tickets over the phone with a credit card, or they can come to the theater and look at, take a look at the seating chart, decide where they want to sit, and we can process them there. Or 24/7, you can sign on to our website and purchase them through eTix. So it really doesn't get any easier than that.
That's as easy as it gets.
And I will share that if you call us and we process them over the phone, or if you come into the theater, then there is no additional charge. If you process them over the website, then there is an additional charge that eTix receives because they are our vendor for processing them. So that lets folks know it might cost them an extra $1 or $2 if they do it over the internet, and sometimes the convenience is worth it to folks. But sometimes they're right there already, so they'll just zip into the theater and we can process them right there for them.
Wonderful. Well, now Center Stage has other shows throughout the year, correct?
They do. Just like we've talked in the past about some of the other performances like Wayne Community Concerts, Stage Struck, Center Stage Theater, Goldsboro Ballet. Often, we have some really strong performing art groups here, and they traditionally have ongoing performances every year, and they'll have their season. With Center Stage, they have 4 performances in their season, and this year being their anniversary, they've got a really exciting lineup. As I mentioned, in September they will have the Three Musketeers, and their tradition has become, and this is their 5th year,
The Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. And so they perform Christmas Carol every December. They do that for a big variety in the audience because they have school children as well that they cater to. It actually is a required reading in middle school, so it works out really well
that's
for
perfect.
middle schoolers to read it at school and then to be able to come and see it
Yeah.
in a real performing arts venue. So they come to do that. So that's their second show in December. And I'm trying to remember the month, it's February, they have an event called Two-Eyed Titus. Two-Eyed Titus is about a pirate who is a ghost on a ship. Now, there's something real interesting and exciting for our community and our theater about the two performances smack in the middle of this series. Christmas Carol and Two-Eyed Titus, both are an adaptation that was created from someone who lives and performs right here in Wayne County. Christmas Carol, of course, you know, we're all familiar. We're familiar with the Charles Dickens book and with the performance and the play, but what we did this year is one of the directors and sometimes performers with Center Stage Theater, he wrote his own adaptation, and so he will be there for Christmas Carol. And some of the exciting things with that is it means that we can record it, so perhaps you'll be able to watch it right here on WGTV.
That'd be perfect.
It also means that we have a director right there who can talk about what he was thinking, why he did things this way, and he can talk to the students after a performance.
Oh, that's interesting and so unusual.
It is very different. It's just a wonderful opportunity for our students when they come to see the play. The other event, Nathan Bradshaw, as a matter of fact, is the gentleman that I'm speaking of for Christmas Carol. He also, like I said, is very strong in Center Stage Theater and does a wonderful job. So he'll be there, of course, probably consistently for several weeks. But the next event that we were talking about, Two-Eyed Titus, about a pirate, kids are going to love this. And I will say, for parents who are watching, kids are going to love it, but probably some of those things are going to go over their head. Probably 10 years old plus, they're going to get some of this comedy. It doesn't matter. It's a pirate and he's a ghost, so
it'll be exciting for all ages.
It won't matter what age you are. But Mr. Gene McClendon is the gentleman who wrote this particular piece that's going to be performed.
Well, he's a local as well.
He's a local, and as you probably know, he's done all kinds of things for our community.
So experienced.
He does a lot with Center Stage. He's worked with Stage Struck. He's worked with Goldsboro Ballet. So he's very active and just wonderful about participating and sharing his talent with our community. So again, we'll be able to do that with the audience, with the kids that are coming to see the show, to be able to talk about what was he thinking, why did he do that. That could be really interesting when we're talking about Gene McClendon, am I right?
You are right.
That will be a lot of fun. And then their final performance, they are very excited about. It's next April, 35th anniversary. They are having Showboat.
Oh, what a great show.
It happens to be the first performance that they did 35 years ago that they haven't done since.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
It's a great lineup, and we're excited. For the first time, too, they're going to have all their performances at the Paramount Theater.
Oh, yeah, that is a first for them.
It is a first. Traditionally, they have a couple of small ones, and they'll do them in other locations. But they've decided, you know, we're going to give it a try and have them all at the theater. And they're going to see how things work. But
well, this is great for the community.
It is.
That's a great lineup with lots of people in the community that will be participating in these shows.
It's amazing the talent that we have right here.
It is. Wayne County, City of Goldsboro, we are full of talent.
You're right.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And how can people find out more information on these programs?
Well, certainly they can go to our website, which is goldsboroparamount.com. They can call us at the theater, which is 583-8432. And then Center Stage has their website at cstheater.org. And they have, obviously, all of their lineup information, and so many folks are interested, too, in auditioning. All these details are going to be there. So definitely take a look at their website for more information.
And the Paramount has a Facebook page as well, correct?
Yes, we do. We have a Facebook page, too, and you can certainly go to our website at goldsboroparamount.com and like our Facebook page. And we have really been working on getting our likes up there because it's a great way for us to keep people informed, so we love that.
You all are very good about posting unique pictures and all kinds of updated information on a daily basis.
Yes, we are trying to make a timeline, actually, of photos, and so certainly if anyone has any pictures of the old theater or even downtown, we've been trying to accumulate a lot of those.
Absolutely.
And we are hoping to eventually kind of have a timeline of photos.
That'll be
in our
great.
lobby.
The community's enjoying seeing those on
I think
Facebook as
so.
well. So thank you, Sherry.
Thank
you
you.
for sharing all this great information. And we look forward to seeing you folks at the Paramount Theater.
Okay.
Well, we're out of time. Everybody have a good weekend. We will see you on Monday morning bright and early.